When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV20, Lorain City Schools Television.
It's a Tuesday afternoon on February 10th, and from Lorain Southview High School, good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, whichever the case might be. I'm Ron Bacalar, along with my partner, Bob Braskich, our cameraman, producer, and director, Joe Bach, and we've got a full afternoon and evening of high school basketball. Well, this weekend, as you're watching, you're going to see the freshmen with the Lorain Southview Saints playing host to the Lorain Admiral King Admirals. That's the freshman game, followed by the junior varsity game. Earlier in the week, you saw the varsity playing, so now we see what's going to be coming up for these two Lorain high schools in the way of talent. And Bob, we've got a great game here in this freshman encounter. The Admirals are 10-5 or 10-6. The host Saints are 10-5, so they're almost identical in records.
Right, and Ron, these are two pretty good ball clubs, and I love freshman basketball. What we're looking for in this game is how fundamentally sound are the players as far as ball skills, defensive position, and so forth. How coachable are the players? That's quite evident at the freshman level. Looking for good attitude, good fundamentals, and good intensity and good hard play. This should be very good. In fact, the entire night should be very good. And if I can just editorialize for 1 second.
Absolutely.
We've been doing varsity games for 5 years now, boys and girls, and every year we do this where the freshmen and the JVs have the opportunity of being on television. This isn't happening anywhere else. It really isn't. It's unheard of in any other community to have freshmen, boys, JV boys, girls, and so forth on television, and it's one of the great things we do in the district, thanks to Joe Bach, our producer, and Ray Ebersol in the athletic department, because this is something that isn't happening everywhere.
All right, until Joe Bach arrived on the scene, we were doing varsity games,
right,
and now we're just letting all the youthful athletes, boys and girls in the Lorain City Schools, have the opportunity. In fact, in the fall of the year, we do 7th and 8th grade football, and we've done the junior high or middle school basketball games as well.
Right, and I believe it's important for the viewers in Lorain to understand. Not that we want any special accolade, but that this isn't happening anywhere. This is something that is very unique to Lorain City Schools.
All right, and with that positive note, we will take this break and be back with the beginning of our freshman game between the Saints of Southview and the Admirals of Admiral King, right after this. Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured. Freshman basketball set to get underway here at Lorain Southview High School. Jumping for the Saints, number 44, Alex Rivera. And the ball coming down into the hands of the Admirals and going up with a two-pointer is Donald Hall, number 24, a 5'9" freshman.
That was a set play. Wow.
We'll try to check the starters out there on the floor, and we're going to have our first foul called in the game. And the foul is going to be on Southview's Dominic Price, a 6-foot freshman. His first, the team's first. On the shot, missed by Jonathan Quinones. The rebound, Donald Hall. Going to the basket, missing Corey Miller on a block shot. Long pass down the floor, up and in on a shot by Brandon Fuqua.
You got to get back on defense.
Brandon Fuqua, 5'6".
Point guard, that's Dominic Price. You've got to get back on defense. That shouldn't happen. By the way, Dominic Price, Ron, son of Stanley. Do you remember Stanley from the late 70s, early 80s on the King varsity? Stanley Price, that's his son, number 10 right there for King.
Well, it was in the 70s that I vacated the Lorain City Schools and went into broadcasting and spent 7 years in the city of Cleveland.
There you go. As Ron Scott. I'm a little surprised to see Southview playing a zone. You know, generally speaking, and I know Coach Curry, the head coach, you know, you'd like to see a man-to-man defense being taught at the freshman level. And I'm a little surprised to see a zone by Southview. You know, the thinking is that with freshmen, you can teach them the fundamentals. Ivy.
Up and in on a shot made by, and that is Demetrius Ivy. Southview's Ryan Valentine going up on a three-point attempt, missing. Valentine again goes to the basket off the backboard, no good. His own rebound and it's popped in.
No help defense there by the Admirals. That block's got to be filled from the weak side. That's a push-off.
Offensive charging call against Dominic Price.
And also, interesting to see, Coach Clark has gone to the full court man-to-man, trap the first pass, play the passing lane pressure.
Southview with 2 team fouls, the Admirals with 1. Shot attempted by James Young, number 54, 5'9".
Well, Ivy did something that I like right there, number 40, in transition.
Into the lane, tried to get it up, blocked, and it was Young on the rebound. And the ball thrown into the stands. The Admirals will put it into play.
I always like to see at the freshman level, in transition, bring in the basketball, a player who's under control, who doesn't force things. And he was very in control when he brought the basketball there. Again, I'm surprised to see the zone.
Up and a shot missed by Dominic Price.
Well, Southview missed a running opportunity there. Dominic took it to the basket, and nobody checked back on defense for him. When the point guard goes to the basket, one of the other guards has got to realize they've got to check back.
On a three-point shot from the corner, missed by Ryan Valentine.
Ooh. Okay, here's Ivy again. Let's see if he stays under control. Well done.
Off to the side of the lane, puts it up no good off the rim, and coming down with the rebound, Valentin. Double dribble is the call against the Saints. The turnover gives the ball to the Admirals. We have a tie score, 4-4, with 3:48 remaining in the first quarter.
But to finish the thought on the zone versus the man, most of the time you like those man-to-man teaching fundamentals incorporated at the freshman level, and then you can teach them the zone defense if that's what you want to play thereafter.
We'll be commenting about some of these freshman players, Southview and Admiral King. For Southview,
Rabbit.
And there's a big three popped in by Daryl Jackson.
Nicknamed Rabbit.
The Rabbit?
Yep.
And a missed shot by the Saints gives the ball to the Admirals as it went out of bounds. 7-4, Admirals with a three-point advantage.
And here comes the Saints version of full court pressure. I always think full court pressure at the freshman level is effective because it takes advantage of the natural lack of skill level offensively, passing and catching that the players possess.
In the lineup now for the Saints, number 50, Josh Daniels, 5'10". And a pushing foul is going to be called against the Saints. And it's going to be on number 32. That is Ryan Valentin. his first and the team's third. James Young, a very strong and tough freshman for the Saints, also an outstanding football and baseball player, has shown tremendous improvement from the beginning of the season until now. Up and missing on the shot, Daryl Jackson, the Rabbit. Into the corner, up and missing on the shot, Eric Feliciano. To the basket, and it's blocked by Southview's Matt Williams.
Okay, I mean, that was a good block. Rabbit turned around and he kind of looked at the official. Guys, don't do that, just play. That was a good, clean block.
Also for Southview, Mike Fairley, maybe the most talented guard on the team, can create his own shot, also plays football. Matt Williams at 6'2", is long and athletic, will do nothing but improve. He is the quarterback on the freshman football team this past fall. Up and missing, getting his own rebound, Josh Daniels. I do believe the stick back was by Ryan Valentin. To the basket and laying it up, no good, but the putback, Demetrius Ivey. 9-6, Admirals by 3, going right to the basket, dropping into Jonathan Quinones.
Nice
Ivey
pass.
passing off, couldn't quite handle the ball. It's picked up and missed on a shot by Daryl Jackson.
Okay, guys down here, Dominic Price, I know you're watching the game. If you're trapping on that previous possession, you can't let the player have the sideline. You can't let him beat the trap. And then if somebody does, run him down from behind, back pressure, flick the ball from behind. That resulted in a layup at the other end.
Southview's number 10, Jonathan Quinones, very dedicated, has been working out with the team since last spring, very quick, and improved his strength in the weight room during the offseason. He goes up with the ball and a miss on the shot and a foul. The foul is on the Admirals' Jonathan Feldkamp. That's his first, the team's second. The foul was done in the act of shooting on the part of Josh Daniels at the line for 2, missing the first.
Okay, step off the line, young man. I think when you miss it, I think you should step off and reset yourself. There you go.
Back to Jonathan Quinones. He could be the point guard of the future for the Saints. He is the best foul shooter on the team. Meanwhile, Daniels missing both foul shots. 9-8. Admirals by 1, and a traveling call on Demetrius Ivey.
This is a good game. These teams are very evenly matched, and we anticipated this based upon almost identical records coming in.
And it was Jonathan Quinones who was able to save the ball by bouncing it off one of the Admirals as Jonathan went out of bounds. In the lineup now for the Saints, Mike Fairley, 6-foot freshman. And Quinones on the shot, couldn't get it to drop off the backboard. Rebound finally in the possession of Matt Williams, and we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow belonging to Southview. They'll put it back into play.
You know, I haven't seen the Admirals or the Saints play this year, but I'm very impressed with Mr. Ivey. Very aggressive.
Shot by Quinones missed.
But not careless.
Shot attempted and missed by Todd Ferguson, the nephew of Southview's principal, Jay Ferguson.
Nothing there. I don't know what they're looking at. There's nothing there, guys. You got to get a much better passing angle than that.
Well, Matt Williams was there, and he grabbed the ball for the Saints.
The Admirals' pressure very, very slow getting picked up. To successfully press right now, everybody should be picked up, broken down, in a stance, see the basketball, sorting everything out. Be ready to play.
In the lineup now for Southview, number 52, James Gum. He'll put the ball into play. And the pass was to Gum. He wasn't there to take it, but Admiral King's Daryl Jackson was, and he's got 2.
Ron, Daryl Jackson is the younger brother of Danny Hoskins. Plays on the Admirals varsity.
Daryl was fouled in the act of shooting, making the basket, so he has a three-point opportunity here. And makes it. 12-8. Daryl Jackson with half the points. A takeaway by the Admirals. Ivy to the basket, drops it in.
And almost a dunk, and he had a couple last year in 8th grade games, Ron. He had a couple of dunks.
Ivy now with 6 points. Pass underneath the basket. Couldn't get it to drop on a layup by James Gum.
No, you'd like to have that one back. You know, whoever is the deep defender there, guys, you never leave the basket. Never leave the basket. Well,
I believe we're going to have
a
pushing foul.
Foul on Daryl.
And that's going to be on Daryl Jackson, his first and the team's fourth. Both Southview and King with 14 fouls. We're down to 41 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Admirals with a 6-point advantage, 14-8. Putting the ball into play now is Ryan Valentin. At the top of the key, and a missed shot by Josh Daniels.
Well,
Two for the Rabbit.
Ivy can get the ball off the glass. He can turn and bring it on the dribble. Very, very uncommon at the freshman level.
Ryan Valentin for Southview, number 32, outstanding baseball player, good shooter and ball handler on the basketball team. Has nice size and strength for a freshman guard. Three-point attempt by Mike Fairley on the miss. Here comes Ivy for the Admirals. Passes off, but
well,
Corey Miller couldn't quite, or make that Willie Gaddy couldn't quite hang on to it. Willie Gaddy, number 34, now in the lineup for the Admirals.
Okay.
5'10".
Both teams run down the floor with your hands above your waist, ready to catch a basketball. And get out wide. You want to spread the defense, spread the floor, and get your hands above your waist ready to catch.
Foul is on Willie Gaddy. At the line to shoot two, Mike Fairley. Eric Feliciano for Southview is an honor roll student, we're happy to say.
You know, Ron, one of the things I like, Ron, is I see numbers. I see the Admirals are dressing 13 players, the Saints 14. And I always like to see those bigger numbers at the freshman level. Because you never know who's going to grow 4 inches over the summer.
Fairley making the second foul shot.
Well done there.
Nice passing by the Admirals, and 2 points at the buzzer by Willie Gaddy. So at the end of the first 7 minutes of play, it is Admiral King having doubled the score on the Saints, 18-9. Bob and I will be back with the second quarter right after this.
This is the story about a group of kids who volunteered.
Doing something nice for someone. We fixed stuff. Did some art projects with the kids. We fixed up his house. We worked in the woods.
Cleaned up the park. Did something for the planet. We just did it.
No other reason.
And you know what? It was great.
At first, they didn't know each other.
Well, that didn't last long.
This guy is really funny.
These are my new friends.
Are you into it?
Call 4-H or check out our website at areyouintoit.com.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Second quarter action underway. Admiral King 18, Southview 9 in this freshman game, and a takeaway by Quinones, and he is called for traveling.
Nice steal by Quinones to jump into that passing lane. Nice job. I think that was off a rabbit's knee. Absolutely. Now here's where the Admirals, I mean, did some damage with their full court pressure. They're not picked up right now. They're just falling back to half court for some reason.
Oh, good the missed shot, Josh Daniels.
Number 44 for the Saints, Ron.
That's Matt Williams.
Nice job sticking the basketball back. And a steal.
Grabbing that ball for the Saints, Matt Williams.
Oh!
And it is Mike Fairley with the 2 points.
3-on-1. Good pull-up.
Missed shot by Kings' Chris Gilmore, number 4, 5'5".
Ron, Joe mentioned it during the timeout. Pretty good passing and catching in transition at quite a high rate of speed by both teams. And the other thing I really like is first open man's getting the basketball. I'm not seeing any selfishness or individualizing on the floor at all by either team.
In the lineup for the Admirals, number 54, Demaria Bell.
I mean, that's just lack of hustle.
Also in the floor for the Admirals, number 10 is Dominic Price. Number 40 is Demetrius Ivey.
Well, Dominic just got out hustled with a basketball.
Number 34 is Willie Gaddy. And number 30 is Michael Sparks. Price missing on the shot. Rebound put up and missed. Finally, the Admirals come up with it. Willie Gaddy into the circle, up with it, and in on a shot by Michael Sparks.
A runner in the lane.
Kind of a LeBron James shot.
Little runner.
2013 Admirals by 7. In the lane, turnaround jumper, good.
Right, nice job
by Josh Daniels.
Well, the Admirals just aren't picked. This lineup that's in there for the Admirals right now is just not picking up quickly.
Missed shot by Michael Sparks. Ball out of bounds. Southview will put it into play.
I mean, guys, both teams, if you're not pressing, sprint back, turn around, and pick up. Sprint back to the paint, turn around, and pick up. And I'd like to see both teams in a little bit better defensive positioning as far as denying the basketball.
On the floor for the Saints, Matt Williams, number 32, going to the basket, and missing is Ryan Valentin. Also in the lineup, James Young for Southview. Number 42, Mike Fairley. Shot up and missed by Price. And Todd Ferguson, number 12.
Oh, nice play. Todd Ferguson, number 12.
Nice stick back. Todd Ferguson with his first 2 points
Admirals
of the game.
have to take a timeout.
And the Southview Saints have climbed to within 3 points. It's 20-17 with 4:40 remaining. Looking at some of these Southview Saints freshman members, Brad Jones, number 20, excels in football and baseball. Number 22, Reggie Morales. His favorite subject is English. He loves to play basketball, and his favorite professional player is Tracy McGrady. Number 24 is Donald Hall. His favorite subject is math. His favorite professional ball player is Magic Johnson. Number 30 is Thomas Ware. He excels in football. Number 34 is Corey Miller. He is an honor roll student. Number 40 is Savion Custis. He excels in the classroom and loves to play baseball as well as basketball. Ivy passing off and making 2 for the Admirals, Daryl Jackson.
No, I don't like to single kids out, but Ivy, he just does a lot of positive things.
Nice pass, but a missed layup by James Young.
Ivy, well, under control relatively. He's got the skill level to be able to split a double like he did there. Not too bad.
And the foul is on James Young. That's his first and the team's 5th. James Gum back in the lineup for the Saints, replacing James Young. Ivy to Price. Price out to Jackson. Up, no good. Rebound finally brought down by Todd Ferguson. And intercepted by Jackson. It's in Ivy's hand. He passes to Jackson. Couldn't get it to drop. Wow.
Nice pass by Ivy. He's done about 4 of those tonight.
And a basket by Mike Fairley.
Nice job by the Saints advancing the basketball on the pass. You know, we're seeing the basketball passed up the floor. I'm so glad to see that. We aren't having young kids trying to dribble the ball through the whole defense 84 feet. I'm glad to see the ball passed.
Mike Fairley on the foul. That's the Southview Saints' 6th team foul. Henceforth, the Admirals will get the bonus. 22-19, Admirals by 3. And a takeaway by Todd Ferguson. Took it right out of the hands of Ivy. Passes underneath the basket and dropping into Matt Williams.
Well, Saints are doing a good job scoring in transition. The Admirals just don't do a very good job of getting back on defense in
Price
transition
called for
situations.
traveling. Saints trail by 1, 22-21. Wow.
The Admirals are just not doing a very good job of getting back on defense.
3-point shot up and missed by Southview's Mike Fairley. Ivy to the basket, good.
Gonna get a 5. Oops.
Valentin off the backboard, pops in 2.
Guys, both teams just sprint back and pick up. That's not picking up defensively.
Loose ball, and we're going to have a jump ball. Jonathan Feldkamp for the Admirals tying it up.
Both teams need to work on a couple of defensive transition drills. Guys, the rule is you stop the basketball first and then the next most dangerous pass thereafter. There's no such thing as my man, his man. It doesn't make any difference. You pick up.
Quinones back in the lane, gets
right.
it off to Matt Williams, who drops in 2 points.
Oh, ouch.
That was Ferguson breaking up that pass. Ferguson on a 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound almost saved by Jackson. It goes out of bounds along with Jackson. Southview will put it into play. Southview's number 44, Matt Williams, leads the team in blocks with 4.5 per game. He leads the team in rebounds with 11.3 per game. Ferguson on a 2-point shot.
Wow, the Saints have come back to take a 3-point lead. And another turnover. You know, notice the turnovers, fellas, when you put the ball on the floor and you try to force something. When you don't look up the floor, you're not advancing the ball looking up the floor for the next open man. That's where your turnovers are coming. When you put it on the floor and you force a situation.
Quinones passes off for a 3-point shot by Eric Feliciano. 30-24, Saints by 6.
Okay, Ivy
passing to no one.
Right.
It goes out of bounds. Southview will get it back.
That's exactly what we're talking about. You're putting the ball on the floor. There's surrounded by 3 defenders. People have to be open up the floor.
And Admiral King coach Brian Clark wants a full 60-second timeout to talk this thing over. We'll be back.
CC's Pizza, all you can eat for only $3.99.
CC's Buffet has 16 kinds of great tasting pizza, pasta, salad, and desserts, all you can eat for only $3.99. And CC's was voted #1 for overall customer satisfaction.
Best buffet that you can find, lunch and dinner anytime. Let's go to CC's Pizza. Great taste at a great price.
Brian Clark, head coach, freshman coach for the Admirals. His assistant, Mike Kaser. John Winborn and Jamie Montague, head and assistant coaches for the Saints.
Well, I mean, no secret. I'm sure what Coach Clark told him, told his team during the timeout is cut out the turnovers and get back on defense. Stop forcing the ball off the dribble. Run an offense. Make the easy pass.
Down the lane, up with the shot, and missing is Josh Daniels.
And Southview is just, you know, the Saints have cranked up the intensity here quite a bit in the last 4 or 5 minutes, resulting in them overcoming an 8-point deficit.
Jackson to the basket, and he is fouled. No, they're going to say a jump ball. Apparently, James Gum had his hand on the ball.
All right, good call.
As Jackson went up to try a layup.
That was a good call.
Possession arrow belonged to the Admirals, so they'll put it back into play. Number 50 for the Saints is Josh Daniels. His favorite subject is English. His favorite professional player is Kenyon Marshall.
Kenyon Martin.
Or Martin, okay. Shot up and missed by Admiral King's Jonathan Feldkamp. And almost an interception by Chris Gilmore for King, but it goes out of bounds. Last touch by a Saint. King will put it into play.
Well, right now the Saints are playing a little bit harder.
And Southview's number 52, James Gum. His favorite subject is English. His favorite player is Jermaine O'Neal.
You know, from an Admiral standpoint offensively, you know, there's some holes in the middle of that zone. I think they should be looking to getting it inside to Mr. Ivy.
One of the things I'll say about Ivy so far in this first half, he has been very unselfish in passing the ball.
Yes, he has.
And he's had many of opportunity to take it to the basket himself, and maybe it would have been wise for him to do so on some of those occasions.
But in the last couple of minutes, he's putting it on the floor, and he's trying to, you know, be a one-man gang and dribble through the entire defense. That's not going to get it done. That's going to result in turnovers.
35 seconds remaining. Jump ball called. Possession arrow belonging to the Saints. They put it into play. Saints leading by 6, 30-24. We're down to 30 seconds.
I'd like to see everybody broken down in a stance in good help side position in the passing lane. Hand in the passing lane, seeing the basketball. If you're guarding the basketball, you want your head on the ball. You want to force width.
And the loose ball picked up by the Admirals. Jackson into the forecourt. Ivy to the basket, up, no good on the shot. Valentin on the rebound, long shot down court as the buzzer goes off, and that's the end of the first half with the Southview Saints coming from behind to take a 6-point advantage, 30-24. We'll have an exciting second half, I'm sure, right after this timeout.
So you mean I could have
diabetes and not even know it?
Well, then why would I want to know?
Heart disease, amputations, stroke, blindness can all be caused by diabetes. But with early detection and treatment, diabetes can be kept under control. So it's critical that you know.
I didn't know.
Didn't know. Didn't know.
I didn't know. Find out if you're at risk and what to do. Don't be blind to diabetes. Call 1-800-DIABETES now.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured.
Second half action here at Lorain Southview High School. The Saints leading the Admirals in this freshman encounter by a score of 30-24. And a takeaway by the Saints. Quinones brings it into the forecourt. Valentin on the shot, and
nice
he's got
shot.
2. Ryan Valentin had 6 points back in the first half. Another takeaway by the Saints and another 2-pointer by Valentin. Valentin now in double figures with 10 points.
Wow.
Off the fingertips of Price. The turnover will give the ball back to the Saints.
Saints coming out with good full court pressure, forcing 3 turnovers.
Looking at the scoring for the Saints in the first half, Quinones had 2, Todd Ferguson with 4, Feliciano had a triple with 3 points. Donald Hall had 2. Going up with the ball and missing is James Young. Coming down with the rebound, Michael Sparks. Ryan Valentin, as we indicated, had 6 points in the first half, 4 more already here in this third quarter for a total of 10. And it's going to be a traveling call on Willie Gaddy. Another turnover.
Another turnover, and the turnovers are mounting. At the freshman level, if you play well, you can get your turnovers down to 12 or 13 a game. And you'd like to force somewhere in the 20s. But you can get them down to 12 or 13.
Mike Fairley for Southview in the first half, 5 points. Matt Williams with 6. A missed shot by Valentin. And it's Ivy coming down with the rebound. And Josh Daniels had 2 points.
And that's another turnover. That's 5 this half, and we've only been playing for a minute and 24 seconds. And one of the reasons is the players are trying to play at a pace that's beyond their skill level.
Quinones in the paint,
Nice
dishes
look.
off to Young. Couldn't get it to drop on the layup.
Well, we commended Mr. Ivy in the first half for passing the basketball. Now he doesn't want to pass it. And it resulted in a turnover.
It's a takeaway by the Saints. Valentin goes to the basket, puts in 2 more. Valentin with all the scoring here in the third quarter for the Saints. 36-24, 12-point advantage. Underneath the basket, up and a foul.
Okay.
Willie Gaddy is fouled, and the foul is on James Young. That is his second, the team's first.
Okay, again, both teams trying to play at a pace that is beyond the skill level for freshman basketball players. Now, there's a couple ways looking at that. From a coach's standpoint, you back off the pace, or from a developmental standpoint, some might say, well, play at this pace and the offensive skill level will evolve. Because they're playing at a level that's far beyond the speed of what you'd normally see at the freshman level.
Chris Gilmore in the lineup now for the Admirals, number 4. And Gaddy makes the second foul shot. 36-25. From the far corner on a 3-point attempt, no good. Eric Feliciano made one back in the first half.
On the line. Guys, both teams, as you're watching the game, sit and think how many times you've turned the basketball over by putting it on the floor and trying to force something, as opposed to passing the basketball up the floor.
Looking at the scoring in the first half for the Admirals, Brandon Fuqua with 2 points. Michael Sparks had 2. Willie Gaddy had 2. Demetrius Ivy had 8. And high for the Admirals in the first half. To the basket, missing on the shot, Matt Williams. Southview still in possession. Anyway, back to the first half. High.
Oh, that was a 3.
3 for Valentin. Valentin with 9 points already just in the third quarter. Basket made by Demetrius Ivy. That puts him into double figures with 10. Daryl Jackson
Nice
for the
job
Admirals.
there.
That was a shot by Jonathan Quinones.
Nice job attacking the basket under control. The Admirals are going to have to get back to their full court pressure if they're going to try to get back in this basketball game. And the Saints do a very good
Missed
job.
by Gilmore, rebound by Williams.
Saints doing a good job on the boards.
Anyway, Daryl Jackson these guys are too fast for me.
Yeah,
Daryl Jackson with 10
pace.
points. He was the high scorer for both teams in the first half. And a takeaway by Feliciano.
Nice looking
Valentin missing on the shot. Rebound underneath the basket.
Oh.
Missed as it dropped in and came right back out again. James Gum.
Look up the floor. Now, one of the problems is on the passes, and you say, oh, geez, these kids are, who are they passing the basketball to? Seemingly nobody. A lot of it, though, is the offensive player, the teammates don't know how to get open, how to make themselves available. They run away from the ball if it's trapped and so forth. You can't run away from the basketball if it's trapped. If your man goes in traps, you've got to curl and get it back.
Foul was on Valentin, his second. Feliciano took the ball away and saved it from going out of bounds. Valentin, and the pass was intended apparently for Matt Williams. It goes out of bounds, and that will remain Southview's ball as Ivy was the last to touch it.
Ron, I have a couple of the Admiral King bios, if we could. Chris Gilmore, he says his favorite class is math, and he wants to be a dentist when he grows up. His favorite player is Kobe Bryant, and the most influential person is his Uncle Thurl.
Shot missed by Quinones. Coming down with the rebound, Chris Gilmore. Jackson with the ball in the lineup. Number 54, Demaria Bell. Number 54 is Demaria Bell for the Admirals.
You know, I was a little bit critical of the Saints for playing a zone, but I was told at halftime this is the first time all year long they've played a zone defense. That normally they do play man-to-man.
Foul is on James Gum. That's his first, the team's third.
But they put the zone in for this game as kind of a little special surprise wrinkle.
Shot up and missed by Mike Fairley, and we've got a whistle.
I've got another bio here. Alex Rivera for the Admirals. Favorite teacher is Miss McGill in health because she lets you have fun. His future aspirations are to be a doctor. His favorite professional sports stars are Mike Bibby and T-Mac. And his most influential person is his father.
Foul is on Mike Fairley. That's his second. Fairley passing to Quinones. Quinones missing, but his own stick back goes in for two.
Okay, turnovers leading to easy baskets. Not getting back on defense.
16-point lead for the Saints, 43-27, and a foul.
James Bolliard for the Admiral. Favorite teacher again, Miss McGill. Health, she makes learning fun. He wants to be a police officer. Favorite player, Kevin Barnett. And most influential people in his sports career, past coaches and his parents. James Bolliard.
Foul is on James Gum. That's the fifth team foul against the Saints. The Admirals with 0. Missed shot by Bell.
Well,
and double dribble is the call against the Admirals.
Well,
the Saints will put it into play.
You know, the foul situation, the Saints with 5 and the Admirals with none. I think the Saints playing a little bit harder.
For the Admirals, number 54, Demaria Bell. Mrs. Velez is his favorite teacher. Math, his favorite class, because Mrs. Velez is nice and she helps all the students with their work. I'm sure she doesn't do it for them, but helps them so that they can do it effectively. Pass underneath the basket to Quinones, just a little bit too hard, off the hands of Mike Fairley. Ivy into the circle, tried to pass it to Bell, knocked out of bounds. King will keep it. Bell says he wants to go to college and someday play in the NBA, and if that doesn't work, he wants to be an attorney. Tracy McGrady is his favorite professional sports player, and his biggest influence in his sports career has been his Uncle Ed. That is Demaria Bell.
I've got William Gaddy here. Favorite class is math. Mrs. Velez, because she's real cool, loves to play basketball and wants to be a professional. For favorite sports star, Kobe Bryant. And most influential person, his brother, William Gaddy.
Pass from Fairley to Daniels was knocked out of bounds by the Admirals. Saints will keep it.
Oh, wrong side on the defensive stance there. Could have had a layup.
Fairley in the corner.
Okay, another turnover.
Stepping out of bounds.
Right, by too much dribbling in the basketball. There are 3 times when the basketball should be dribbled.
Pass from Jackson to Ivy goes out of bounds. Another turnover.
1, when you're advancing the basketball up the floor. Number 2, dribble to get a better passing angle. Number 3, dribble to attack the basket. We've got a lot of catch and put the ball on the floor, and obviously the defense gets set, and we've got some young guys. And again, everybody's learning. They're trying to dribble through double and triple teams and so forth. And this is all part of the learning process.
3-point shot by Valentin. That's his second here in this third quarter.
Nice shot by Valentin. Got to pick up on
with
defense.
12 points in this third quarter.
Wow.
He has 12 of the 16, 12 of the 16 points that have been scored by the Saints in this third quarter. Long pass down the floor up to the basket. Dropping in 2 is Matt Williams.
I like Matt Williams a lot too. He's nice and long, good, pretty good skills. Gets after the basketball on the board. I know he's the Saints' leading rebounder. Does a nice job.
Ivy's pass intended for Feldkamp, knocked out of bounds by the Saints. Three-point attempt by Chris Gilmore was too long.
Quite a drought for the Admirals in this quarter, Ron. I believe it was 24 at half. They've got 27.
Only scored 3 points, a foul shot and 1 basket. Three-point attempt by Feldkamp, short. Quinones to the basket, off the rim, no good.
Yep.
But the rebound popped in by Todd Ferguson. Ivy down the lane, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. The foul is on Matt Williams. His first, the team's 6th.
Another King bio, Dominic Price. I mentioned he's the son of former King player Stanley, and his favorite teacher is a good fishing buddy of mine, Mr. Akesy. Plans on going to college, and his influential people have been, in his past, his brothers. Dominic Price.
Number 22 for the Admirals is Joey Silva.
Oh, at the buzzer it goes in. Number 24, Ron, for the Admirals.
And that is Jonathan Feldkamp with his first 2 points of the afternoon. And that's the end of the third quarter of play with the score. The Saints 50, the Admirals 30. The fourth and final quarter coming up right after this.
CC's Pizza, all you can eat for only $3.99.
CC's Buffet has 16 kinds of great tasting pizza, pasta, salad, and desserts, all you can eat for only $3.99. And CC's was voted #1 for overall customer satisfaction.
Best buffet that you can find, lunch and dinner anytime. Let's go to CC's Pizza. Great taste at a great price.
The fourth and final quarter of this freshman game between the Southview Saints and the Admiral King Admirals, and the Saints with a big 20-point advantage. The Admirals have their work cut out for them. The first time these two teams met at the Shot Palace. Valentin on the missed three-pointer. Matt Williams on the rebound. Valentin gets it back off the rim, and it's Williams on the rebound, and he is fouled.
Williams, good job.
Well, we were saying that the first time these two teams met at the Shot Palace, the Admirals were victorious.
Right. Well, home cooking is funny at the freshman level, Rod. Believe me, it is. You know,
Williams missing the first.
I like Williams' game. He gets after it real good. You know, he's 6 feet tall, a little bit taller, and he looks long. Looks like he's going to grow. Nice long arms. Gets after it as he did right there.
He missed the two foul shots, but he got his own rebound and popped in a field goal for two.
And steals the basketball.
Valentin to Quinones to the basket, and it is blocked by Feldkamp. Feldkamp picks up the loose ball. Up to Price, taken away by Valentin. To Quinones, underneath the basket, loose ball, and the Admirals finally come up with it. Ivy into the forecourt. Ivy to the lane, up, no good. And that was Williams bouncing it off his own teammate.
Yep.
So the Admirals will put it into play.
Now, speaking of Feldkamp, Ron, Jonathan, Mr. Pavlinda's his favorite teacher. He wants to be a pharmacist or a coach. Kevin Garnett and J.R. Bremer of the Cavs and Cleveland Heights are his favorite players, and his best influences, his mom, dad, grandparents, and Campy Russell. That's a name from the
Ivy
Cavs past.
missing on the layup. Finally comes up with it again, tries, and this time successful. Demetrius Ivy. We were trying to talk about number 22, Joey Silva. Mr. Novus is his favorite teacher because Mr. Novus gives them a lot of time and answers questions. Up and missing on the shot is Josh Daniels. Ivy into the forecourt.
Pass the basketball, young man.
And we're going to have a foul. And the foul is going to be on Southview's Matt Williams. That's his second. Ivy will go to the line for the bonus 1-and-1. Anyway, Mr. Novus is the favorite teacher of Joey Silva. His future aspirations to become a National Football League player. His favorite professional sports star is LeBron James. And the person who has most influenced Joey Silva's career, sports career, LeBron James.
In transition, guys, when you're in a 3-on-2 or a 3-on-1, the people on the wings have to get out wide and separate yourself from the basketball. Get out wide. Oh, nice little step through.
Basket
number 50.
by Josh Daniels.
Oh.
Ivy couldn't get it to bounce in off the backboard. Rebound by Donald Hall. Another to the Admirals is Jeremy Bickle, number 42. Math and Mrs. Velez, his favorite class and teacher. She's nice, and he likes math. Jeremy Bickle's future plans to play professional basketball or be a basketball coach. Carlos Boozer is his favorite sports star, and his dad has been his biggest influence. And his dad, David Bickle, by the way, is over at First Federal Savings and Loan of Lorain at the main office on Oberlin Avenue, one of our fine sponsors here on TV20. So if you have two nickels to rub together and you want to invest them, David Bickle is the man to see. He's in the investment department. He'll take care of stocks and anything else that will help make you money for your future retirement. David Bickle, check him out at First Federal.
Now, that was a very good possession for the Saints. They were trying to hold the ball, use up some clock, and they did a very nice job. I'll bet they passed the ball 10 times or so in that possession. I mean, decent job.
54-34, still a 20-point lead by the Saints in this, the fourth and final quarter of the freshman encounter at Lorain Southview High School.
And the Admirals are going to have to crank up the heat tremendously here to try to make this respectable.
Valentin missing on the shot. And a foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. And the foul is on Jonathan Feldkamp. That's his second.
One of the other Admirals is Demetrius Ivy. We've been calling his name all night, number 40. Favorite teacher is Miss Velez in math. She's nice, and she keeps it real. Future aspirations is he wants to be rich. He said he doesn't really care what he does.
As long as it's legal.
Right, there you go. But you're going to have to do something to make money legally. Favorite professional sports star, KJ and T-Mac, and most influential people, all the people he plays basketball with.
We spoke of Jeremy Bickle a moment ago. He is now in the lineup for the Admirals for the first time tonight. Jeremy Bickle, 5'10" freshman.
Okay, now the Admirals are a little bit frustrated, and everybody that gets the basketball right now is trying to do it all themselves, put the ball on the floor and create something, make something happen. And they will learn that just doesn't work.
Price on a three-point shot, air ball, picked up and missing on the shot. Demaria Bell. And the foul is on Matt Williams, his third. Demaria Bell at the line. He'll shoot 2. Daryl Jackson, number 20 for the Admirals, the one that you have nicknamed the Rabbit. His favorite teacher is Ms. McGill. His future aspirations to be a basketball player. His favorite professional sports player is Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony. Luther Washington has been the big influence in his sports career. That is Daryl Jackson. Valentin charging the basket, up, no good on the shot, and the rebound, Matt Williams. Gets away from Williams, and Ivy comes up with it for the Admirals. Demetrius Ivy taken away by Valentin.
Can't dribble through the entire defense.
Long pass down the floor to Williams, can't control it. Finally picked up in the lane, up with the shot, missing is James Young, and a foul. The foul is on James Young. That's his third. And that is going to put one of the Admirals at the line to shoot 1-1. And that someone is Demaria Bell. Michael Sparks, number 30 for the Admirals. Again, math and Mrs. Velez, his favorite class and teacher, saying Mrs. Velez is nice and helps a lot. She gives good advice, and she's also on his paper route, and she's a good tipper. His future aspiration to go to a Division I college and to win an NCAA championship. Baron Davis, T-Mac, LeBron James, his favorite professional players, and his dad has been his biggest influence. Well, with time out on the floor, an opportunity for me to remind you that the Palace Civic Center, 6th and Broadway in downtown Lorain, is showing this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, February 13th, 14th, and 15th, the movie Mona Lisa Smile. Showtime Saturday and Sunday, 7 p.m., and the admission $3 for adults. The following weekend, Friday, February 20th, the 21st, Saturday, and the 22nd, Sunday, here's a great comedy, the movie Cheaper by the Dozen. Again, showtime all 3 nights, 7 p.m., adults $3, children 12 and under, $2. You can see these great movies at the Palace Civic Center, 6th and Broadway, downtown Lorain, on Lorain County's largest screen with the best sound system ever. And at the end of this freshman game, we'll be picking our Palace Civic Center Movie Move Player of the Game. And we're really happy to announce now that instead of 2 free passes, they will get 4. All of our Movie Move players since the beginning of our basketball coverage on TV20 will receive 4 free passes to a weekend movie of his or her choice. Will receive 4 boxes of popcorn and 4 soft drinks. And we thank manager John Handyside of the Palace Civic Center. Ivy on a missed shot. Rebound fought for. It's going to be a jump ball as Ivy and James Gum both held on to that ball. Possession arrow belongs to the Admirals, and Jeremy Bickle will put it into play. From the corner, it is Daryl Jackson with his first points of the second half, a three-pointer.
Okay, Admirals trapping on every pass here. This is what they're going to have to do.
And we're going to have a
don't
foul.
do that. Don't do that.
And a technical.
We don't want that. There was a little bit of frustration on the part of Ivy. Tossed the ball back at one of the Southview players. The officials saw it, and they'll get you every time, guys.
All right, that's 2 fouls against Demetrius Ivy, 1 holding and 1 technical. And Valentin will go to the line. He'll shoot 2.
And I really think it's important at the freshman level that the officials make that kind of call, because the officials are really part of the learning process here. And I'd rather see a tightly called game than otherwise.
All right, Valentin not having a good evening at the foul line.
Ron,
he is 1 of 4.
Here is something I really like. The officials has called both teams into center floor. He's talking to them. He's saying, hey, guys, let's keep this clean. Let's have some fun. We don't need any kind of, unsportsmanlike display. That I think at the freshman level is well done. My hat's off to that official.
Now, that was only the 5th team foul against the Admirals, so the 2 shots that Valentin made were for the technical. And Valentin picks up the loose ball, puts in 2 more. Ivy down the lane, goes up, and he is fouled by James Gum.
Well, again, Demetrius, I'd like to see you give the basketball up and learn to move to get it back in an offensive situation there. The whole defense gets set. Both teams, we mentioned it tonight, that's kind of the coaching point of this telecast, is we're seeing the basketball put on the floor far too much and really in unnecessary situations. Remember, advance the basketball, get a better passing angle to feed the post or to take it to the basket. That's the only time the basketball should be dribbled.
Ivy at the line with the double bonus, having missed the first and the second. And coming down with the rebound is Corey Miller. Still a 20-point advantage for the Saints, 57-37. Valentin into the lane, off the back of his foot, loses the ball. Ivy to Jackson, up, and it won't drop in. Ivy on the rebound, puts it up, no good. Coming down with the rebound for the Saints, Matt Williams. And the pass from Corey Miller to Reggie Morales, now in the lineup for the Saints. Number 22, Reggie Morales, 5'6" freshman, going out of bounds. The Admirals will get it. We have a 30-second timeout on the floor, 57-37. Here's a chance for me to talk about the freshman coaches for Southview. John Winborn, the head freshman coach, graduated from Lorain Admiral King High School in 1997, currently attending Lorain County Community College, majoring in sports management and physical education. Coach Wilborn is a building monitor at Southview High School. He has coached basketball since 2001 and football 2001 and 2002 at Whittier Middle School. Coach Winborn also served as a freshman basketball coach at Southview last season and has also been involved in the LCS Elementary Athletics program as both a coach and a mentor. Coach Winborn has worked with numerous programs to help benefit the youth of Lorain. These programs include Boy Scouts of America, Lorain Activity Center, Boys and Girls Club, Ohio State Young Scholars, AmeriCorps, and student mentoring programs. Coach Winborn lettered in basketball and football at Lorain Admiral King High School. He is excited to guide the freshmen to an exciting season here at Southview High School. That is Coach John Winborn, the head freshman coach. Foul against the Saints puts Jackson at the line. He'll shoot the double bonus 2. Jamie Montague is the assistant freshman coach for the Saints. Montague graduated from Lorain High School in 1989, went on to college, got a bachelor's degree in urban studies from Cleveland State University in 2002. Coach Montague is in his first year of teaching in the Lorain City Schools at Irving Elementary. He was formerly a probation officer with Lorain County. Coach Montague lettered in basketball at Elyria West High School before transferring to Lorain High. He enjoys coaching AAU basketball in the summer and spending time with his family. This is Coach Montague's first year with the Saints program, and he looks forward to a great season. And needless to say, the Saints are having a great season. They lead here 57-39, 18-point advantage. We're down to 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in the ball game. Shot up and missed by Corey Miller.
Oh, Rabbit went down.
Oh, and we're going to have a charging foul called against the Admirals, Alex Rivera.
Oh.
He just careened into that Southview Saint. Speaking of Admiral King, Mike Sparks, number 30, Mrs. Velez and Matt, his favorite teacher and subject. She is nice and helps out a lot. I think we did that one. Yes, we did. His dad helped him a great deal in getting involved in sports. And the foul is going to be against the Admirals, and a technical as well on Daryl Jackson. And Daryl Jackson applauded that.
And I think he
he just got his second technical as well. Reggie Morales will go to the line.
Okay, guys. You have to maintain your composure. If you're frustrated, you don't lose composure, and that's part, I think, of the maturity process and part of what freshmen's basketball all about. But Daryl and anybody else that's watching, you know, the official, that was a good call. The official made a good call. These are professional officials. They have no bias. They're doing a very good job. And you can't challenge an official's call the way that, you know, the way young Mr. Jackson did. And it was a good call. It should have been 2 T's. You know, the lesson is now learn from it. Don't do it again. We might have 6 foul shots here, Ron, because I think there was a foul on a shot, if I'm not mistaken. This could be a record.
We had the first technical and 2 misses by Reggie Morales.
Okay.
And now we
here's
have
the second technical.
Savion Custis at the foul line.
This is a record, 6 consecutive free throws. I've never seen it before.
And 4 consecutive misses.
And ball out of bounds.
Well, I do believe the personal foul was the Admirals' 6th.
Okay.
And then the 7th and the 8th came as a result of the 2 technicals.
Very, very perceptive, Ron. You're absolutely right.
Feldkamp taking the ball, trying to put it in, no good. Or that, I'm sorry, Corey Miller for the Southview Saints. One more Admiral to talk about, number 50, Michael Jackson. Mrs. Velez and Matt, again, favorite class, favorite teacher. Michael says that Mrs. Velez is nice and generous. His future plans to go to college, study law, and become a lawyer. Jason Kidd, his favorite professional player, and his uncle, his biggest influence.
Ron, and we've had another tee. And this time the Admirals, I believe, are at the line for the
James
the 2
Bolliard,
shots.
6'4", and he misses both.
Now, there should be a 1-and-1 or a 2-shot situation in that the Admirals are in the double bonus. And again, I applaud the officials. There's 32 seconds left in the game. They could have let that go, but they chose not to, and I think that's the right choice. Regardless of the amount of time left on the clock, they have to call the game properly, and that was another good call. they're letting these young guys know that the officials have control of the basketball game. And that's another lesson that has to be learned.
Well, Bolliard caught the eye on the 2 missed technicals and made the 2 foul shots on the personal foul.
Ooh. They didn't call that travel, though.
Three-point attempt by Reggie Morales. Ooh. Southview still in possession.
Very good job of officiating here. I know the one official underneath the basket right now is from Lakewood, played for Lakewood High School a couple years ago. His name is Friedrich. I don't know the other young man, but he's done a very nice job of maintaining control of the game too.
Foul is on Michael Sparks at the line for the Saints. Todd Ferguson. Missing both. Somehow Ferguson got the ball and put in a 2-point layup. 59-41 Southview. Here's the last shot of the ball game, and it's a miss by Alex Rivera. So the final score, Southview 59, Admiral King 41. Bob and I will be back to pick our Palace Civic Center Movie Move Player of the Game. We'll have a wrap-up and some final scoring statistics for you right after this. Timeout.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
They won't leave you for someone younger. They won't notice you've gained weight. They won't fire you. They won't talk about you behind your back. All they'll ever do is love you. Find the love of your life. Visit Petfinder at aspca.org.
Without a doubt, one of the most exciting freshman basketball games we have seen here on TV20 in a long time. Needless to say, though, the Lorain Admiral King Admirals coming off the short end of what might have been a victory for them if the game would have stopped at the end of the first 7 minutes.
Right,
Bob, your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts. I know it's freshman basketball. It is, you know, what it is. I'm glad to see the kids develop, evolve. You know, I hope they watch the tape and listen to a couple of things we commented on. Listen to their coaches. It's a growth thing. It's a growing experience. Get hooked on the game. Love the game. It's a great game, and enjoy it. And you know, I saw some good things. I don't want to name any names. I see some future players out there, and all in all, it was a pretty good job.
All right, let's look at the scoring. First of all, by quarter, as we indicated, the Admirals had a substantial lead at the end of the first 7 minutes. They put in 18 points to Southview's 9. But then it was a complete turnaround. The Southview Saints in the second quarter dropped in 21 points and held the Admirals to just 6. The locker room score was 30-24, Saints up by 6. Then they really opened it wide in the third quarter, putting in 20 points and again holding to Admirals to just 6. A 20-point advantage after 3 quarters, 50-30. The Admirals were slightly better in the fourth and final quarter. They put in 11 points, holding Southview to just 9 for our final 59-41 score. The Admirals had 2 triples in the ball game, both off the hands of Darrell Jackson. They were 1 for 1 at the foul line in the first half, 6 for 10 in the second half. Game total at the foul line, 7 of 11. Scoring for the Admirals, Brandon Fuqua had 2 points back in the first quarter. It was Jonathan Feldkamp with 2. Michael Sparks had 2 points. Willie Gaddy had 3 points. And James Bolliard had 2 points coming at the foul line towards the end of the ball game. The 2 high scorers for the Admirals, each with 15 points, Daryl Jackson and Demetrius Ivey. For the Southview Saints freshman team, they had 3 triples in the ball game, 1 by Eric Feliciano in the second quarter and 2 by Ryan Valentin in the third quarter. At the foul line, the Saints were 1 of 4 in the first half and just 1 of 12 in the second half, 2 of 16 for the ball game. So if they had any kind of accuracy at the foul line, it would have been even a wider margin than the 59-41 final. Individual scoring for the Saints, Jonathan Quinones had 6 points. Todd Ferguson, the nephew of Southview principal Jay Ferguson, had 8 points. Eric Feliciano with the only triple in, well, one of 3 triples, but he only had the 3 points in the ball game. Donald Hall had 2 points. Mike Fairley scored 5. Josh Daniels had 4. Scoring in double figures for the Saints, Matt Williams with 10 points. And high for the Saints and for the ball game, Ryan Valentin with 21 points. And 6 in the first half, 15 in the second half. And Ryan Valentin is our Palace Civic Center Movie Move player of the game. Ryan will receive 4 free passes to a weekend movie of his choice to the Palace, 4 boxes of popcorn, and 4 soft drinks. And your thoughts on Ryan?
Oh, I thought he did a nice job because he got him when his team needed him. He had 6 in the first half, and then he exploded in the second half for 15, which really put Southview, obviously into a comfortable position. So it's always good to see a player get him when your team needs him in a big game.
Okay, the Southview Saints have evened up the score on the Admirals. As we indicated, they lost to Admiral King at the Shot Palace, and they sought the revenge that they wanted and got it tonight here at Lorain Southview High School. Once again, our final score, Southview 59, Admiral King 41 in our freshman encounter. For my partner, Bob Braskich, for our cameraman, producer, and director, Joe Bach, I'm Ron Bacalar. Good evening, everyone.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools, TV20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.
Looking for that special gift for someone who remembers Lorain in the 50s? Maybe that someone is you or someone you know. Well, look no more. Lorain and Industrial Empire, 1953, the video. Can be yours for only $25. Order now and receive a second program. Your Lorain County Sheriff, 1960, free. See Lorain in all its glory. Look for people you know. Watch Sheriff Vernon Smith and his deputies shoot it out with a gang of armed robbers. Return to Lorain 50 years ago. The Lorain you grew up in. Bring back these wonderful memories for the low price of only $25. Call or email now. 233-2204 or jsmith@loraineschools.org.
Hi, I'm Chris Kluge, snowboarder, Olympic bronze medalist, and liver recipient. Every day, we make decisions that affect our lives and the lives of others. I'm living proof that the decision to be an organ donor is the right one. Make the decision to be an organ donor and donate life. Make the decision to be an organ donor. Make the decision to donate life.
When your child gets sick with the usual illnesses an unusual number of times, it could be an immune deficiency called PI. Get the warning signs.